What's going on, guys? BenevolentDick here with another pickups video. It's April 29th. I just got home from the store with these, so this is all brand new and fresh. This is the biggest pickup video I'll probably ever do. I dropped a bill on these. A lot of money for me and whatever, and usually I never do that, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, let's get right to it, see what we got here. Alright, so I'll start with NES stuff, I guess. I got 2, 4, 6, 8 dust sleeves. Like usual, they'll probably go on more worthy games, but you know, it's always cool to pick some of those up, so that's cool. Just get those out of the way. Alright, first off we've got Roller Games, a Ultra game by Konami. It's a Konami game, I believe. I believe they developed it and everything, but we all know the Ultra game story by now. It's in okay condition. It was $5, and it's Roller Games. It's kind of like Double Dragon on roller skates or roller blades, because you know we all know. Oh wait, those look like regular roller skates, old school. Anyway, and you can pick between different characters, and you cruise around and. It's a hard-ass game, that's all I know about it, but to be honest, I've played very little of it. I think I played the first level or two on emulation, but you know, I love Konami. Even the shitty Konami games have some merit to a point, you know. So yeah, I think 8-Bit Eric reviewed this game, and there's some other angry guy back in the day who reviewed it and really hated it, but yeah, I'll give it a shot and see how I feel about it, but I assume it's a keeper. So that's Roller Games. Konami. Ultra, whatever. Next we've got P.O.W, an SNK game. Your standard sort of just action beat-em-up game. I don't think it's really gun-based, but there are guns, but it's more kind of combat. And you go into rooms, and I think you try to rescue people. Kind of common SNK fare. In good shape, $5, dusty, whatever. You know, I clean these up pretty well. But it's okay. I might review this game at some point. My only bitch about this game is it's a little slow. Like, your character moves kind of slow. It's kind of got a sluggish feel to it. I really think it should have a better tempo to it, but again, I haven't really played it through, but that was my only bad impression with this game when I played it. It just felt a little sluggish and slow. Or it didn't have to be. It felt like it could have benefited from, you know, a little tad faster. I mean, come on, move your ass. But, you know, whatever. Maybe they were going for realism or something. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad game. So, yeah, and it's cool. I'm getting a lot of SNK stuff. I just got Guerrilla War and Iron Tank, and I think these are the only 3 SNK games. I think there's 1 or 2 other SNK games that I want. Otherwise, as far as that developer, publisher, I'm pretty much set up. One of the best titles is Crystalis, which is an RPG, where most of their games are more like action, arcade-type-based games. But, yeah, P.O.W. Prisoners of War. Next we've got, what do we got? Trog. It's an acclaimed published game. I forget who developed it. It's kind of a puzzle game, kind of Pac-Man-ish, I guess. I think it's a good game. I think it's a lot of fun. It's gotten some, like, you know, talk about on the internet recently. I think the backlog with, you know, was it the, I don't know, backlog with Joe Walker. This might have been his first review. But I've kind of been meaning to pick it up for a while. $5, good condition. I think there was an arcade game of it originally, but I don't think the arcade game is anything like this game. This is like a puzzle-based game. The other one was like a 4-player co-op game. I think I remember it. I'm gonna edit this out if I'm wrong, but in Terminator 2, when John Connor's playing fucking Missile Command and shit, the girl's off to the side like playing Trog, and I remember the guy asked him if he knows John Connor, and they're like playing Trog. So that's actually my old memory of the game kind of being in my subconscious, because I never played the arcade game, I never saw it, I don't know really anything about it, but for a puzzle action game, I think this one's pretty solid. Kind of got that Pac-Man, but little updated kind of feel about it. But again, I don't really know. I think this is going to be a good addition to the collection, and I think I'll enjoy it. That's just my prediction though. Anyway, Trog. Next, we've got Jaws. I don't have Jaws, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing to be really said about Jaws. It's not as bad as everyone says. It's simple. It's not a great game. It's not a bad game though. I think other people have said this, but I totally agree. It's just a simple, it's almost like an old Atari game as far as it's simple. And then one thing, my friend Matt Ezro, I hope I didn't screw his name up, recently reviewed it on LJ and Defender. He kind of brought up the RPG elements, which I was like, oh yeah, it kind of does have some sort of RPG stuff, leveling up sort of thing, which I never really noticed about it, never really struck me, but you know, that's there. It's Jaws, it's, you know. I never finished this one, but I remember renting this one in Donkey Kong 3 way back in the day, and I didn't hate it then, and you know, it's just kind of, there's not a lot to it, you know, nothing more to say about it, it's Jaws. I feel it's worth owning, so I finally just said I'll take this copy of Jaws. No, there it is, Jaws. Alright, next we've got Eliminator Boat Duel. This one is kind of a underrated gem. It's not a great game, but it's not a bad game either. It's got some cool, unique stuff to it. And yeah, even this one's gotten some recent talk on the internets. I think it was featured sort of in like a Game Chasers at some point, or I don't know. Not a too uncommon game. It's pretty common. It's usually pretty cheap. One feature I say is dope about this game is its two-player mode is pretty good. So I think this is a good co-op game, and I've been trying to get a few co-op games because I'm going to try to get a friend over here, and maybe we're going to start like a little co-op, bro-off little show where we just maybe play some co-op games. Kind of like continue, but not really, just maybe just try some co-op games out. Totally decent title. If you collect for the NES or whatever, maybe check out Eliminator Boat Duel. So that does it for NES. That was 25 with the dust sleeves. You know, again, I like to support the local game shop, and you know, I feel like that's a fair deal. You know, a lot of people are bitching about the NES prices, including me. I fucking hate the prices of shit now, but you know, you can still go out there and get good common titles for $5 a piece. I mean, at a pawn shop, or not a pawn shop, but a flea market and stuff, even less. You know, they're still out there, but you know, to go to a little hole-in-the-wall game store and get some stuff for $5 a piece, that I think will be fun. You know, can't complain. All right, so on the Super Nintendo, let's see here. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I will not sing the song. I'm not a huge Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan either. I mean, you know, I remember the first season and stuff, whatever, after school. But I think this is a good beat-em-up game. It's been covered quite a bit lately. Again, I think Matt Azro did a whole Power Ranger video. I think Irate Gamer has been doing a bunch of Power Ranger shit. I don't know, whatever. But this was 10. I don't think that's a bad price. I think this one's kind of on the up and up, for better or worse. So, I don't know. I'm not going to say a lot about it. It's just Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'll check it out, and yeah, hopefully it's fun, decent little beat 'em up. I don't know if it's easy or not, because Power Rangers was kind of geared more to kids, which I think is bullshit to say, oh, games for kids, it should be easy. It should be just as, you know, whatever. I was actually better at some games as a kid than I am now, so I don't know. So I'm not sure what's up with the difficulty or anything. I don't know if it's co-op. I have a feeling it's not co-op, which kind of sucks. But yeah, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That was a $10 game. Let's see what next. Alright, I bit the bullet and bought NBA Jam Tournament Edition. It's, I didn't know whether to get this one or the regular NBA Jam. This one was 10, but the regular one was 8. I think this one's harder to find, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this one's a lot better or not either. I think this is when they added the codes for like big heads and shit. I forget. It's, you know, it's one of the best arcade basketball games ever. I mean, when it came out, it totally stood on the shoulders of older basketball games like Arch Rivals and Double Dribble and games like that, but it totally wiped the floor with it. And rightfully so, that's what next-gen games are supposed to do, is just totally beat the shit out of old games, but it's not always the case these days. You know, I'm not a big sports guy, but this game's arcade action, so I'm cool with it. Great two-player game. You know, I'm about to quit getting NES games. I'll talk about more of that, maybe that later, but my collection's kind of rounding out. I'm actually going to make a list of like the 50 games I want and maybe do a video on it and then just be like, alright, call it a day. And I had some basketball games on there like Arch Rivals and Double Dribble, but you know what? Those games are pretty outdated. It's like this, I think, would substitute both of those games. when I saw them in the box today, I saw Arch Rivals and Double Dribble, and it's like, they're okay, but you know, maybe you play them once or twice, but I don't think they really have longevity to really keep them worth owning in the shelf, I guess. But I think this one is cool, because, you know, I need a little bit more solid SNES games. Yeah, NBA TE. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, as far as I remember, it's a classic. Growing up, I had it on Genesis, but, you know, I remember the arcade game and shit. Next, we've got Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventure. This one was a little beat up, so he gave it to me for free because just because I got all the rest of the stuff, this was kind of just like the extra game that sometimes he'll hook me up with. So that was nice of him. I think this game is hard as hell, from what I've heard. I've never played of it. It's based off the same engine and like developer, I believe, as the Super Star Wars games, the 3 that came out on Super Nintendo. I've had 2 of those games and they're not for me. They're just too hard. They're a little outdated to me personally. I don't really have any nostalgic value with them. So I didn't care for the Super Star Wars games. Each Star Wars game's had its own thing, but some of them had like vehicle sections with Heavy Mode 7 stuff going on, which I feel they didn't age too well. So I don't know. I think this one pretty much just sticks to side-scrolling action stuff. Yeah, it might be cool. I look forward to checking it out. But yeah, this was kind of the bonus game that he just threw in, so that was free, I guess. Let me know if you guys have played it and what your experience is with it. I mean, graphically and stuff, it looks good, so I'll check it out. Okay, next we've got Smash TV. I bought it again. Why? I don't know. When I see it for kind of cheap, I know this game kind of goes for like 25 bucks often. So I think I might trade this one for another game with a friend. I'm actually starting to make a trade pile. I don't know if I should go into this, but I'm going to start buying some games when I see them and I think they're worth something, and kind of start making a lot to trade for games that I want. Because, I don't know, something like a Mega Man 5 or, I don't know, there's other games that I'm just not going to ever want to drop the money for. So I'm kind of making a pile. So hopefully one day I meet someone with a double of something that I want or something. So, I mean, you guys can even hit me up if you guys want this game. I'd trade it for like 2 NES games, or if you got an extra Super C, I'd probably trade this to you. You got a Double Dragon and something else, Double Bubble Bobble or something. You know what I mean? So this is kind of just like clout. Buying condition. I've already talked about this game because I just recently picked it up. It's a great game. It's kind of monotonous with 1 player, but with 2 players, it's a lot of fun. And this is kind of like the best home port version of the game, next to the arcade game. So, yeah. Next, we've got Disney's Aladdin. I don't remember if I've played this game too much or not. I don't know. It's Capcom Disney game. When they went to Super Nintendo, they kind of kept up with the Disney games. But now they were doing more movies and stuff, less stuff based off TV. That's kind of my feel about it. I feel like the Disney Capcom games on NES are like the classic good Capcom Disney games, but there's some for Super Nintendo. And I believe this is one of them. This is back when Genesis versions and Super Nintendo versions were different. They had different development teams working on them. I think the Genesis one is better, but I think this one's good too. So, you know, it's just another Capcom game to have in the collection. I think it's my first Disney game in my collection. My SNES collection is very small. I'm just starting to get back into that. And, yeah. I actually sold some heart-wrenching games in my SNES collection, which made me feel like I was a pussy. Super Nintendo's not for me. But I'm getting back into Super NES, so we'll see. But yeah, Disney's Aladdin. I think it's a solid title, but there's always that argument about this in the Sega version. But I mean, I think that's cool. I loved back in the day when they had different versions on each system. It really fired the console war too, because you couldn't just say which one run better. It's just like which game was better, you know? Like the animated Batman show had a better Sega Genesis game than the Super Nintendo, and there was a few others where you could debate which one was better. Nowadays, you just can't do that. The Xbox version and the PlayStation version is going to be the same because it would be just too expensive to really do everything, and consoles now are basically PCs anyway. They don't really have hardware that's crazy different, you know? It's not like they're like you know what I'm saying. So, Disney's Aladdin. You know, I've been meaning to check this one out for a while, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, didn't he say he dropped $100 and maybe you're like, you're not seeing it yet. So that's what this is. Dude, I couldn't help it. This one commonly sells for $45, $50 on eBay, which is crazy to me, but I mean, it's a very common game and sold well, but it's a very high in demand game. So I had to pick it up, and I'll just get to it. It's Turtles in Time. This was 30 bucks, which is a good deal. He had another one for 45 because it didn't have the sticker on it. This sticker will come off if I want it to. It's not like a GameStop crazy sticker. These are, but whatever. Those can come off. It's Turtles 4, fucking A. It's the best beat 'em up on the system. A lot of people say it's the best beat 'em up ever. It probably is, depending on what you like. It's not the most expensive beat 'em up, but this one's always in demand. It's always gonna, you know, commonly cost between 30 and 50 bucks, no matter what. Which is crazy, but whatever. Some people prefer Final Fights, I guess. Even the Final Fight games go for way more in this game now. Like Final Fight 2 and it's 3. Even Final Fight Guy, I think I just saw it on eBay when I was browsing it for like 75, and it was, you know, still had a few days on it, which is crazy to me. But yeah, this one is, you know, I hate dropping so much on something, but it's like, if you're at all in the SNES, or if you're at all, you know, not even just a collector, but just kind of casual like me, it's a must-have game for the system. It really is. I have Turtles 1 through 3 on regular Nintendo, so, you know, I haven't played this one in years. I really haven't. I think last time I played it was on a MAME emulator of the, you know, the original. And this one really showed the Super Nintendo could pretty much. It's not as good as it's not as maybe our perfect port, but it tricks you into thinking it's just as good as the arcade. It really was. And it's just a game you gotta get. So, you know, I took the $10 discount for the sticker, you know. I don't think that's the end of the world. And I can't wait to pop this one in and play it with a buddy or something, you know. So, yeah, again, 35 bucks, but it's Turtles 4. And at the end of the day, you know, if you're into the new next-gen consoles, you got a Wii U, you got a 360, or you know how it's been. You get 2 brand new games, you're $1.20 in the hole already. Get them used, you're 80 bucks in the hole. So for 100 bucks, I think, you know, I got some stuff here. So 11 games total, some pretty good classic games. I think everything here is, you know, pretty keepable, that I'll enjoy. So that's Pickup's videos for April 29th. Let me know what you guys think. Again, it was kind of a lot of money to drop, but, you know, I think I got some good stuff. So, and also these dust sleeves didn't help either. So Pickup's video, April 29th. Thanks for watching. Peace.